In this video, we will discuss about tumor nerve crosstalk and its impact on tumor proliferation and metastasis. In the previous video, we have understood the mechanism of how this antitumor efficacy triggers when this Lipo-NC-pGSDMB is injected into the bone uh, bone cancer cells, that is 41. So here they wanted to check the tumor nerve mechanisms. So one thing that they wanted to check whether this proliferations or infiltrations of this nerve into the tumors is occurs or it is reduced or not affected by this Lipo-NC-pGSDMB. So what they did is they took out the DRG nerve from different conditions of the mouse, that is from the control, and the vehicle is like non-treated mice that does not have this bone cancer cells, and the control is the mice that has the bone cancer cells, but it is not been treated with any immunotherapies. And this lipo-NC-pVector, here the pGSDMB is not there but just the empty vectors, and this lipo-NC-pGSDMB, here their optimized method is used for this suppression of the tumors. So in all the three cases, the DRG neuron shows high proliferation metastasis in the case of high proliferation metastasis, or high length and counts in the case of control, but it is significantly suppressed where this lipo-NC-pGSDMB is used. And these things are quantified in the panel B and C, where we can see that in the panel B there is a decrease in the length of the neuron, and in the panel C there is a decrease in the count in the neuron for Lipo-NC-pGSDMB. Thereafter, they also wanted to check the excitability of the neuron, and for that they checked the calcium influx, which is directly related to the neuron excitability, and for that they used the calcium sensitive dye for FU and 4FU AM, something like this. And they can see that for the control there is a signal intensity increased, and it is not reached back to the control levels even after this endpoint. But for this Lipo-NC-pGSDMB, we can see that signal comes to the baseline levels at the endpoint, and it has not gone up significantly. And these things are quantified in the panel E, where we can see that the intensities for this Lipo-NC-pGSDMB's calcium influx is low compared to the control and Lipo-NC empty vectors with empty vectors, so indicating that the excitabilities, the calcium influx is low, indicating the excitabilities of this neuron is also goes down. Thereafter, they check the neuroinflammatory markers such as CGRP, TRP, V1, SP, and they can see that these are also goes down for the Lipo-NC-pGSDMB. And since this neuroinflammatory markers goes down, there is a high chances that the proliferation of metastasis will also go down. So in order to validate that, they did they planned another experiment where they took the tumors from the differently treated mice, and then used the transwell assay, where in the top they have put the neurons and in the bottom they have put the 41 cells. So in the mice they took out the DRG neuron, not the tumors, and for the tumors they use 41, and then they check in which conditions the proliferations is more, and for that 41 cells are like stained with this EDU dye, so that any further replications will incorporate EDU. And they can see that for the control the signals is high, and for the Lipo-NC-pGSDMB signals are low, and these things they have quantified in the panel I from the panel H, and you can see that the EDU positive rays goes down with this Lipo-NC-pGSDMB compared to the control, and also compared to the Lipo-NC with empty vector. So this indicates that this Lipo-NC-pGSDMB cause the suppressions of the tumor cells suppression. And afterwards they all planned a 3D experiment where they develop a spheroid of the 41 cells and then co-culture them with DRG from the differently treated mice. And in this case, in the co-culture, they are able to see that they observed the tumor spheroid volume compared with the DRG, and they are able to find that in the case of control, where there is no lipo-NC treatment is there, the invasion area increases. Invasion, the invasion area increases compared to the vehicle, and it goes down where Lipo-NC-pGSDMB treatment is there, and it remains in the middle where Lipo-NC with empty vector is there. And when they check the proliferation markers, it also follows the same trend, that is for the control it is high, and for the Lipo-NC-pGSDMB it is lower, and for Lipo-NC with empty vectors it is at the middle level. And these things they are quantified in the panel M and N, where panel M shows the invasion area which goes down with the treatment of Lipo-NC-pGSDMB compared to the control, and similar trend we see for Ki67 intensity, which is the marker for proliferation. It also goes down with Lipo-NC-pGSDMB compared to the control. So all these results in together indicate that this Lipo-NC-pGSDMB, or their optimized model or system for these suppressions of the bone cancer cells, results in decreased tumor nerve crosstalk, and thereby it will cause enhanced tumor suppressions in terms of the reduced metastasis and proliferations. This is what they finally conclude from the results that are presented in this figure. If you need to understand more about their experiments in detail and wants to refer to the supplemental figures, you can go through the reference that has been provided in the description. That's all for this video. Thank you for your time.